Kc Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And we're underway from Kansas City. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Going to the ground again on first. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. 16 yards on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. This one finds Kc. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
I remember talking to Jim Harbaugh one time, and Bo Schembechler asked him when he was a head coach, you have a tight end with his hand on the ground? Yes, coach. You have a fullback still on your roster? Yes, coach. Then you're going to be just fine.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Buying some time right. He's running for it. And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
Up and good from Blankenship. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. And he gets him around 6 there. That's George Karlaftis who got there for the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it brings up an LA first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
It's caught. This is Lac Kc. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Chiefs territory.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
On second down, here's Dobbins. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Chargers will have a first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next third down coming.
First down, and they go right back to him. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Good opening drive to this point. They've got another first down at the 34. They'll run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Tackle made there by Derek Nottie. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Just a field goal separates these two. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They're advancing it well as they face second down.
Go.
Herbert now, blitz coming. Brought in close to the 8. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal. Dobbins. And he's brought down for a loss. The rookie from Clemson in on that stop.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Herbert now. That's complete to Dobbins. Oh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Baylor tight. Hey, go Lion. Totally took right.
Third and goal. Here's Herbert. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Chargers finish off their opening drive. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, first and 10.
Yellow. What's that?
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to push one deep down, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. Derwin James picks it. And the Chargers get the football on the first turnover of the contest. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep. or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
21. Let's go. Clown.
Herbert on first down. Caught at the 10-yard line. He goes the distance. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers parlay the interception into points. Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers drive their lead to 11. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Yellow.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked by T.J. Edwards.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Set.
Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Second and 6 coming up here.
80.
A give left side to Gibson. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve third down and 4.
Hey, Catholic. Let's go. Hey, ram. Ready?
From the pistol, it's Herbert. He has the first over the middle. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Chargers will have a first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
We're to the 2-minute warning from Arrowhead. The Chargers trying to add to their lead. Right on the doorstep now. Here's first and goal from inside the 1.
Set.
Dobbins punches it in for the LA touchdown. The Chargers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers push their lead to 18.
Chiefs 3. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. From his own end zone, here we go. They stop him right as he gets up past the 15.
On the return, the Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Hello. Listen.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first.
Hello.
First down throw, Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he takes this out after crossing the 45. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
They go play action. It's Mahomes. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. You needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
Escapes the pocket. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up third down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover, wisely throwing it away.
Complete beyond the marker. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those
Touchdown, Kansas City! Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And this kick is going to go out of bounds. Oh, my. That's going to place the ball at the 40-yard line. First and 10 from the 41.
Set. Go.
Straight ahead. Here's Dobbins. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Crowd right.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They've got a man in motion.
We'll go orange. Go. Ray. 59.
First and 10. Here's Herbert. Throwing deep for the end zone. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And it's going to be second down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Baylor Tigers. 12. Baylor Tigers.
Back to the air, Herbert. He's trying to go deep again. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Butker on now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, go lion. Hold me to right. 5-9.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Hauled in by Dobbins. And he is hit hard shortly after that catch. Great job hanging on to that, but only a small gain on that play.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Go. Hey, Kaplan.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Escapes out to the left. He's keeping it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. It gives to Dobbins to start the 3rd. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go. Hey, ram. Ready?
2nd and 10 now. He lets a heater go deep middle. He's got it inside the 25. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers push their lead to 18.
Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Yellow.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd and 6 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A first down carry for Pacheco. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Short pass brought in. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Running up the middle, Pacheco. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Stopped by Deion Henley. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And he's taken down at the 30. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
Off play action, it's Mahomes. Headed out right. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Chargers, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
2nd and 3 now. Running it again with Dobbins. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up.
Set. Go.
Again, they'll run with Dobbins. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. So we're through 3 here. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Ball at the 33 for first down.
Go.
To the air this time, Herbert. Big gain downfield. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And it brings up an LA first down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. They'll run on first down with Dobbins. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Here's Gibson on second down. And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes them to 3rd and 5.
Ray. 59. Baylor Tiger. Ray.
Now Herbert to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. The Chargers sending out Dicker the kicker to add 3 to the board. He's got to drive this one 53 yards down the middle. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And they'll hold their lead at 18.
Something I would have never said 20 years ago, Kate, when I started this business, but it rattles through my big old noggin now. That miss really has an effect on fantasy football owners more than anybody else. Imagine the poor soul somewhere, anywhere, who ends up losing in fantasy this week, specifically because of that miss.
It gives to Pacheco to start the drive. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
I don't need to.
And they make the tackle at the 38. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing on first down, Mahomes. On the move, headed right. He takes it himself. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. They're now set for 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Working inside the red zone. Completes this one to Gray. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after it.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Yellow.
Complete on the option. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Yellow.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Forced out to his right. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And
he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
Hey, I get it. It's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set. 380. Ready.
Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And he gets this one up to the 10-yard line. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Running it again with Gibson. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Again, it's Gibson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. So the Chargers take this one on the road. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So, yes, it is just a little